What if right now, as you listen to this, the very first generation of Martians is being born on Earth? It sounds like science fiction. It sounds like something from a movie. But the math checks out. The technology is getting closer every single day. We are honestly on the cusp of becoming a multiplanetary species. The journey won't be easy. In fact, it will be the hardest thing humanity has ever done. But the question is no longer if we can go to Mars. The real question is, what will life be like when we get there? This isn't just a fantasy. It's a future we are actively building. Think about the year 2075. It's 50 years from today. It feels far away, but it's within our lifetime, or at least our children's. By then, the dream of a Martian colony could actually be a reality. The journey to Mars is not a weekend trip. It's a marathon. Earth and Mars are constantly moving, like two runners on a giant circular track. This launch window only opens up once every 26 months. Miss it, and you're stuck waiting for over 2 years. The trip itself will take anywhere from 6 to 9 months. It won't be a cramped little capsule like the Apollo missions. It will have to be more like a small, self-contained habitat. There will be living quarters. A small gym to fight muscle atrophy in zero gravity. A galley for preparing food and labs for conducting research along the way. The ship will need robust life support systems. It will also need heavy shielding. Space is full of radiation, nasty solar flares and cosmic rays that can fry electronics and damage human DNA. So, why would anyone sign up for this? Why leave Earth with its oceans, forests, breathable air, and pizza delivery? For some, it's the pure spirit of adventure. The chance to be a pioneer, to be one of the first humans to build a society on another world. The opportunity to put your footprint where no one has before is a powerful motivator. For others, the motivation is scientific. Mars is a geological and astrobiological gold mine. It's a planet frozen in time, holding clues to what Earth might have been like billions of years ago. Did Mars once have oceans? Did it ever host life? Even finding a single fossilized microbe would be one of the most profound discoveries in human history. It would tell us that we are not alone in the universe. There's also a more pragmatic long-term reason: survival. As a species, we currently have all our eggs in one basket. A single catastrophic event could wipe out humanity. Establishing a self-sufficient colony on another planet is the ultimate insurance policy. Your new home on Mars won't be a sprawling suburban house with a white picket fence. The first habitats will likely be inflatable structures or three-dimensional printed domes. These can be transported from Earth in a compact form and then expanded or built on-site using Martian soil, known as regolith. The regolith can be mixed with a binding polymer and then extruded by robotic printers, layer by layer. Inside, your living space will be compact but intelligently designed. Think of a high-tech tiny home. Every inch of space will have a purpose. Furniture will be modular and multifunctional. These individual habitats will be connected. You'll be able to walk from your home to the communal dining hall, the gym, the labs, or the hydroponics bay without ever putting on a spacesuit. Safety will be the #1 design principle. Every habitat will have redundant life support systems. In the event of a breach or a fire in one module, blast doors would automatically seal it off from the rest of the colony. You can't just order a pizza on Mars. All food will have to be grown locally. The heart of the Martian colony will be its greenhouse, or hydroponics bay. This will be a large, pressurized dome filled with racks of plants grown not in soil, but in nutrient-rich water. Under the glow of powerful full-spectrum LED lights, colonists will cultivate a variety of crops. Think high-yield, nutrient-dense plants like potatoes, soybeans, sweet potatoes, lettuce, tomatoes, and wheat. Water is the most precious resource on Mars, more valuable than gold. Luckily, Mars has a lot of it, frozen as ice in its polar caps and locked away in the soil beneath the surface. Robotic rovers will be tasked with mining this ice. This water will then be piped back to the colony, where it will be rigorously purified. Nothing goes to waste in a Martian settlement. Every single drop of water will be recycled. Protein will primarily come from plants like soybeans and lentils, but there might also be insect farming. Crickets and mealworms are an incredibly efficient source of protein. The act of eating will be a communal affair. Food production itself will be a community effort, with many colonists spending some of their time tending to the crops in the hydroponics bay. There are no 9-to-5 office jobs on Mars, at least not in the beginning. Everyone will have a critical role to play in the survival and growth of the colony. Your job title might be geologist, but you'll also be trained as a backup life support technician and a hydroponics assistant. A typical day will start early, synced to the 24.5-hour Martian sol, and will be a mix of primary duties and general colony maintenance. The jobs will be highly technical and hands-on. Geologists and astrobiologists will spend their time on EVAs, exploring the Martian landscape. They'll venture out in pressurized rovers to collect rock samples, drill for ice cores, and search for signs of past or present life. Engineers will be the backbone of the colony. Mechanical engineers will maintain the rovers and mining equipment. Electrical engineers will manage the power grid, and life support engineers will have the most stressful job of all, keeping everyone breathing. Not everyone will be a scientist or engineer. A Martian colony will need a doctor, trained in general medicine and the specific health challenges of Mars. It will need IT specialists to manage the complex computer networks and the vital communications link with Earth. As the colony grows, new roles will emerge. Teachers for the first children born on Mars, cooks to prepare meals for the community, and even artists and writers to document this incredible human endeavor. The work will be hard and demanding, but the sense of purpose will be immense. Every task, from calibrating a sensor to planting a seed, directly contributes to the success of one of humanity's greatest adventures. Living on Mars is not for the faint of heart. The environment is actively trying to kill you in about a dozen different ways. The biggest invisible threat is radiation. Mars has a very thin atmosphere and no global magnetic field, which means the surface is constantly bombarded with galactic cosmic rays and solar radiation. Our habitats will provide shielding. But anytime a colonist steps outside, they are exposed. Spacesuits will have layers of radiation-blocking material, and EVA times will be strictly limited. Then there's the gravity. Mars has only about 38% of Earth's gravity. While it might be fun to jump higher and feel lighter, this has serious long-term health consequences. To combat this, every colonist will have a rigorous daily exercise regimen. This won't be a casual jog on a treadmill. It will involve specialized equipment that uses resistance, centrifuges, or mechanical pressure to simulate the loads that bones and muscles would experience on Earth. Another major hazard is the Martian dust. The fine reddish dust is everywhere, and it's nasty stuff. It's abrasive, like tiny shards of glass, and it's electrostatically charged, so it clings to everything. Strict protocols will be in place to manage dust. Every airlock will have a mudroom where spacesuits are meticulously cleaned before a colonist re-enters the main habitat. Psychological health is just as important as physical health. Being millions of miles from home, living in a small enclosed space with the same few people, can be incredibly stressful. The risk of depression, anxiety, and interpersonal conflict is high. Mission planners will select colonists for their psychological resilience and ability to work in a team. The colony will have a dedicated mental health professional, and regular therapy sessions will be standard practice. Colonizing Mars is more than just a technological challenge. It's a turning point for our species. It marks the moment we graduate from being a species confined to one planet to one that inhabits a solar system. The sheer act of establishing a permanent self-sustaining presence on Mars will force us to innovate at an unprecedented rate. The technologies we develop for Mars will have transformative applications back on Earth. The establishment of a Martian colony would create a new branch of human civilization. Over generations, Martians would adapt, both culturally and perhaps even physically, to their new environment. A new culture would emerge, one shaped by the principles of science, cooperation, and resilience. Eventually, the first human born on Mars will represent a milestone as significant as the first human to walk on the Moon. These Martians would be the first members of humanity who are not, in the strictest sense, Earthlings. This expansion into the solar system could usher in a new era of optimism and progress for humanity. Mars is the ultimate frontier. It gives us a grand unifying project, a common goal that transcends national borders and political divisions. It challenges us to be our best selves, to work together to achieve something truly extraordinary. It gives us a positive, hopeful vision for the future at a time when we desperately need one. Ultimately, going to Mars is about ensuring the long-term survival and prosperity of consciousness in our corner of the universe. It is the next logical step in the evolution of life that began in the oceans of Earth billions of years ago. We are the current torchbearers of that legacy. By reaching for Mars, we are not abandoning Earth. We are safeguarding its most precious creation, intelligent life. We're taking the first tentative step into a much larger cosmos, ensuring that whatever the future holds, the story of humanity will not end here. It is quite simply the most important thing we will ever do.